Hello everyone, it's Yvette with Polished After 60. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So here we are in 2021, and I thought that for today's video I'd give you just a little bit of information about me so that you can get to know me a little bit better, and maybe guys, some of you will fill me in a little bit more on your lives and how you fill your days. So something that I left off, if you saw my video with the New Year's traditions that we did in our household, something that I left off, and this is something that I did as a young girl growing up, and I continue to do, and I know that many of you ladies do it as well, is something that I do. And normally, like the last week of the year, I reflect upon things in my life, things that I want to remain the same, things that I'd like to change. So yeah, that's something that we all probably do, right? And make New Year's resolutions. Although I used to be all gung-ho as a young lady, and I would say, oh, this year I'm gonna lose X amount of weight, or I want to exercise X amount of times, and that is all well and good. Those are things that we should do, but we should also try to be a little bit more kinder to ourselves and to others, right? So you know, especially after all that we have been through in the past year, right? We're hoping for really good things to come in 2021 and beyond. So anyway, a little bit about me. I was born in New York City, where I was raised until the age of about 12. My mom and dad met when my dad managed a textile, I guess, factory you would call it. They made hats, men's fedoras, and I think they made women's hats as well. And I always thought my dad looked so sharp and handsome wearing all the many fedoras that he had, some with the feathers in the band. And anyway, that's where they met. My mom was a beauty. I think it was love at first sight, and they married. Both my parents came to the mainland when they were teenagers. They lived my mom lived with her sister, and my dad, of course, lived with his mother. And they met at an early age. My mom is 2 years older than my father. My father, I think, lied about his age in order to get my mom to go out with him. But as I said, it was love at first sight, and they have been married for 65, 66 years going on. So I'm blessed that they are still with me and fairly healthy, right? And I try to keep them that way. You know, over the holidays, it was a little bit of not a fight, but you know, I just want to keep them healthy. So I was very cautious as to where they went and who went to see them. So sometimes they don't understand, but it's the times that we live in. Anyway, so I moved to Florida. My father moved his family to Florida when I was 12 or 13. He decided that the city was not a place where he wanted to raise his family, and he moved us here to Florida, and I have been in Florida ever since. I know some of you ladies send me all these comments about how beautiful Florida is, and it is. I am blessed to be here. But quite honestly, I love cold weather, and I do not like the heat. The heat is my enemy. So almost always I am inside wearing t-shirts. These t-shirts, ladies, by the way, from Old Navy are wonderful. I order the men's, and I order them up. I go up in size, and they're so good and comfortable to be around the house and even to sleep in. But anyway, I digress. So he moved us here to Florida. I was 13, my brother was 6. We had quite a bit of age difference between us. I was almost 13. And I went to school here. My father taught us. My father is a very ethical, honest man, hardworking, and he taught his children, both of us, to be that way as well. So I started working at a fairly young age. I started work at 14, and I worked almost ever since. I've been retired for about 5 years now, so maybe a little bit more. So I started work at a bakery at a young age, and you know, guys, that sweets and me are not good, but I tried my very best to stay away from those sweets. I moved on and worked in a hospital, and then to more corporate settings. I worked at an international bank where I started as an operations clerk, and I moved on. They saw potential in me, I guess. I had a number of mentors who really worked with me and loved me. We had a very good relationship, and I was able to leave the company with a senior position, something that I am very proud of. Something else that I am proud of course, is my son. I married at the age of 20. And I had my son at the age of 24. He is my one and only son. I think I probably had a little bit of difficulty having children, so I am lucky then and blessed that he's in my life. And he has 2 children, so I have 2 grandchildren, a little girl, which is wonderful. I love her, and then my little boy, who my first grandchild, who is almost 13 now, so that is quite amazing. And my husband and I worked very hard for everything that we have. We were very blessed. Nothing was given to us. We worked hard in order to get the things that we have, and we have been blessed in that manner. My husband retired from the fire department as a captain. He started at a young age, and in the beginning he worked 2 jobs. He worked for an airline, and that was a blessing for us because as an airline employee, we were able to travel quite a bit. So we were always traveling. Whenever he managed to, they gave you trips according to how many hours you worked, and as soon as sadly to say, I let some of those trips go because it got to the point where we flew so much that I started to get a little bit of fear of flying, to be honest with you. So some of the trips we let go, and you know, he would always tell me, I can't believe we're losing a trip because you don't want to take it. But anyway, we were able to travel almost all 50 states. We traveled to the Caribbean and to Canada, which is someplace where we actually owned a cabin for a while. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada, and it's a beautiful, if you've never been to Canada, ladies, it's a beautiful place to visit. And if you are Canadian, I know that I have some Canadian friends out there. You guys, I appreciate the Canadian people because you were very kind to me when I visited, and I visited quite often. After he left Delta, we had by then developed a love of travel, so we were blessed in that we were able to travel abroad. So I've seen quite a bit of Europe. I went to Morocco, which is amazing. We went on a Mediterranean cruise, which was awesome. And last year I traveled to China, which was an amazing thing as well. Sadly, I am recently divorced, but honestly, something that I didn't expect is that after being with someone for 45 years, it's kind of hard to disconnect from one another. So we are still very close, and we continue to, he continues to be in my life, which is a good thing. It would have been an awful thing if we would have parted in bad terms, as you will. But anyway, what else? Some of the things that I do and some of the things that have been taken from me because of COVID is when my brother passed at the age of 33. He he was in intensive care in a hospital for a few weeks, and although the nurses tried mightily to be there, they had other patients to be with, right? And so after he passed, I had made a promise to myself that one day, if I could, I would volunteer with hospice so that I could give families a little bit of respite with their loved ones at a difficult time. So that turned out to be a beautiful blessing. Ladies, once the time comes when we can venture out, if you have spare time on your hands and you are looking for something to do that is worthwhile, I highly recommend being a hospice volunteer. It will bless you more than it blesses the people that you are working with. I have sat with patients who have confided in me at their last moments in life, and oh my goodness, you just don't know how that opens up your heart. And you don't have to necessarily work with the patients. Not everybody enjoys that, right? But there are a lot of things that you can do. You can work in their offices. You can work in their kitchens. They have a lot of opportunity in there. They have like outlet shops or secondhand shops where you can work as well. So I highly recommend hospice to any of you ladies. I'm a big reader. I love to read. I got a collection of books this year for Christmas. Hardcover books, which are my favorite. I love to read novels and fiction, nonfiction, sci-fi. I am a big Dean Koontz fan, and I just like to read everything. I especially like to read like historical autobiographies and biographies. I think I showed you I got a book on Jimmy Carter and also on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I also received a couple of other books, but I love reading autobiographies of great people who have done great things for us, right? To better enrich us. So what else have I left off? I think I have given you guys the scoop. Of course, I have my two girls, Maggie and Zoe, that I love very much. My grandchildren, I don't get to see them as much as I'd like to. I'm hoping that this new year brings us a lot of happiness and a lot of opportunities. So guys, I think I have given you plenty to think about. Please send me your comments, and I read them, I love them, I enjoy them, and that's about it, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I will be doing a lot of lookbooks and a lot of different videos. I would like to open up this channel to other things, talking about lifestyle and things that we can do to better enrich our lives. So ladies, if there's anything that you would like for me to cover or to explore, please let me know and give me your suggestions. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Let's see if I can get this right, ladies. Bye. Nope. Bye, ladies.